Hi, welcome to Fiddly Stitch Tutorials. Today we're going to cover a topic about how to get your colors to pop for sublimation. We're going to start with this image that I just randomly pulled off the internet, just to give you little examples of how to create. Now this one actually has some really bright color right in here and out here, but it's pretty dark everywhere else. So this little tab right here, it's almost like a full moon with half white, half black. That's your image effects. So they have things like gray shade, which that really just turns it like a black and white. And then they have a hue, which the hue will turn different colors. It's just different hues. And then they have a contrast, brightness, and saturation panel. So these panels will allow you to brighten an image or darken it. Can add contrast to it. Can take it out, just kind of graze it out. Saturation can really be helpful when you're having colors that are looking washed out. Saturation, sometimes, like I get certain kinds of material that I'm trying to sublimate onto that don't take the color as well. They just look washed out all the time. And I find that with that, I really need like a darker print. So turning down the saturation and turning up the contrast and the brightness, for me, can help. It brings out a brighter image, even though this is dark out here. You know, you have to use it sparingly depending on what image you're working with, but it can make a world of difference, especially when you're having a hard time trying to get that color to pop out. They also have a thing that they call FX, which is your gamma. So gamma can lighten it, or it can darken it. So let's try to lighten it. Now you can really see the blue and some purple out here. It's not so red in here anymore. But if we clicked apply and then went back to brightness and saturation, we can still bring them colors in really good and make that red start to come out with that bright yellow. Although we are getting some like weird redness right in here. So let's see if we can kind of cut that out a little with the contrast. Yeah. So that brightened everything up. So you can kind of see how they work. And the only way you're going to get one to stay while you adjust another way is to actually apply it. So if you're working with something, a set image, and that's your only image, I would recommend making a duplicate. And you can do that by right-clicking, and then right here's duplicate, and it'll just make the exact same image. Now, we've already done that, and I really don't need it, but I just wanted to show you that it can be done. So that's how you would keep your original artwork. Because once you start changing it and you push apply, the only way I think you can get back to it is this. I don't know if you can see it up here. It's a rewind button. Basically, it just undoes everything that you do. So sometimes this would be your only safeguard if you find out you don't like it at all and it's just not working out. So those are things to apply. This will actually let you go back to where you were, and so on. They have a thing called SEPA in here, which is strength, which it just depends on what you're working with to how much you notice it. You're not going to notice it in this one. And then they have red, green, and blue adjustments. So you can add some more red. You can take out the green. It's not really on this one, it's not really allowing any real adjustments for you to visually see. And then they have a shadow, which you're not going to make a shadow out of this. This is more for if you're working with a letter, like I'll just put an A, just so you can see what it does. And then we'll color that A black, and then we'll go back here and go to shadow, and then this is a different types of shadow. So one is about the outline, one is behind it, one is mobile off the center. So I don't know if you can see that real good. Yeah, you can see it. It allows you to move it around. You can release the shadow, and when you release the shadow, it doesn't follow you. Then you can just move this. So and you can also have transparency, which allows it to kind of disappear, or you can set it darker so that it's really apparent. This works really good with making 3D effects. You'd release the shadows just so you can get it to the right place, and it makes it look like, I don't know if you can get them to line up. Oops. Let's see if you, nope, it's not going to let me. So if you can get them to line up, it almost gives it that boxy look. I use it sometimes for making 3D letters where you want it to look like it's square or have some depth to it. Let's get rid of this. So that's what the saturation, that's what the image effects, that's what it allows you to do. I hope that was helpful. Always feel free to subscribe, like. I hope you're even willing to share it with people that are having problems. Just copy the link and post it wherever. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.